it started a long time ago and it didn't get ratified. And so PCI 4.0 has technically been out for 2 years, but it was in phased rollouts. The last piece of it is what's due by the end of March. And it was because of the effort it takes to implement the new controls and update your systems and make changes. And it's nothing that happens overnight. And I think people got to realize this. These are large legacy systems in a lot of ways. I know, I want to say 4.5 years ago, maybe, yeah, right around 4.5 years ago, we're looking at some statistics and still 80 plus, or right at 80% of all transactions were still running on mainframes, not on modern cloud-based containerized
At the
modern
processor level, you're saying.
At the processor and the bank level,
Yep.
even the credit card company level, it was still running on mainframe computers now. And that's another thing that people are looking at now is how do we move off this legacy technology? Because truthfully, implementing these PCI controls, the new controls and the new way of doing things on these older systems is difficult at best, and in some cases impossible, depending on the type of system and how it's configured and stuff like that. So you wind up building fences instead of actually doing a fix.
So the last major revision was 5 years ago. 3 years, and then they started working on the new standard, and it took a couple of years to reach rollout. And 5 years is a super long time, and I really like security standards like CIS that move more quickly than that, so that they're more up to date on current technology trends. However, for a mature industry like that with a very specific infrastructure that in many cases stays in place for 10 years or more, right? I think that 5 years is actually probably as fast as it could move. I mean, there are industries like healthcare where like the last major change to HIPAA was more than 10 years ago. So
Yeah,
I think,
but and I mean, I don't want to get, this is probably not the path we want to go down, but the truth is PCI and HIPAA are basically the same set of controls. We're still talking about sensitive data, and PCI and HIPAA have the same problem.
well, let's
Data doesn't live in one spot. It
yeah.
gets
So
it gets proliferated throughout because of the way people do their job and the way people want to do their job and want to be more efficient. It's not malicious that they're doing this. It's just I need access to this data to do, if I'm a marketing person trying to get more data on my customer base, I may have grabbed a database of our customer data and it has all this unmasked, unencrypted customer data in it. And now I've moved it into an area that doesn't have the controls that the PCI zone would have had, and we didn't know it got moved. So this is where it becomes this constant risk assessment and constant evaluation of trying to see where that data moves around and making sure that you understand what's happening to it. And you got to have it monitored and tagged and understand how your systems tie together. And now that we're adding in APIs and moving data automatically, it can move faster than you can ever catch on to it. So you'll find it in places you never knew it would have existed.